What is the difference between a pat down, which is the top picture that we see, and a search, which is the bottom picture where someone, the officer, whoever is actually, well, not whoever, the officer is actually going into your pockets. When the cop stops you on the side of the road, or frankly, anywhere. This is what an example of a pat down versus what a search looks like. A cop can ask you to step out of your car and pat you down for their safety. And a pat down is, like we see in this picture, is touching or patting down on the outside layer of your clothes to make sure you do not have a weapon like a gun or knife while they are talking to you, anything that can harm them. And so that's literally their hands spread wide open, like you see this woman in the video, and she's just patting down. She's not going into the pockets, she's not squeezing the pockets. If they can't feel from the pat that it is a gun or a knife, then anything else like going into your pockets to see exactly what it is would be considered a search. And if they don't have probable cause, like we talked about earlier, a reason for that search, then that would be illegal. So cops are not legally allowed to ask you to step out of the car and search you in point number two without a reason, probable cause. This reason cannot be a non-driving under the influence traffic violation like speeding, red light. It can't say, well, now I will say this. Let me say this caveat. Now, if they have the thought that you are under the influence because you're doing all these things at the same time, you're speeding, you ran a light, and when they pulled you over, there was an open container. That could be a reason to search. However, I'm saying these isolated because most people get pulled over just for speeding or just for a red light or just for a running their stop sign. Those specifically within themselves, without other things added to it, um, are not going to be enough for the cop to just go into your pockets or go into your car and search. Now, a search of you or your person, you may hear legal terminology say a search of you or your person is going inside of your pockets, funneling and filling, squeezing stuff in your pocket. So let's just say that you were pulled over for running a red light. Nothing else, just running a red light, and the officer wants to give you a traffic citation for that. Now, the officer says, well, I just want to feel safe during this traffic stop, so can you step out of your car and allow me to do a pat down so while I'm talking to you, I can feel like, my safety is not at risk. So let's say once they start patting you down, you have a baggie of something, marijuana, whatever, in your pocket, and the officer feels that and starts to squeeze and to try to determine if it's drug or what it or whatever, or tries to determine what it is. At this point, when the officer is squeezing and trying to fondle it with his fingers, his or her fingers, trying to figure out what it is, that is a search. That is no longer just a pat down just for weapons. The pat down is just for weapons. Once they're trying to see whether or not you have a drug or anything like that on you, then it becomes a search. Two, a search of your car would be going into your glove department. Like I said, looking under your seats. Basically, anything they can't just see by looking into your car, they have to move stuff around. And I think I said that earlier. What you should do, what you don't do, is don't grab the officer hand if they are doing an improper search of you, your pockets. I would just say again, I understand that you are allowed to do a pat down, officer, but I am not giving you consent to search. And even if you don't remember to say all of that, just say, I am not giving you consent to search. Again, be nice, be firm, be nice, but vocalize that you are not giving consent to search. When I say nice, I don't want to be offensive, just be respectful. I would change take out nice. You don't have just be respectful. You may not be able to stop the cop from doing an illegal search, but none of anything they find, if fought by your attorney and ruled on correctly by the judge in court, will be allowed to be used.